All right, let's get into it. Some really interesting NBA playoff action from April 20th. Got the notes you sent over.
Yeah, definitely some games worth talking about.
We're going to zero in on two specific matchups today. First up, the Knicks and the Pistons. Then we'll head west for the Timberwolves taking on the Lakers.
Good choices. Both openers, both set a tone.
Exactly. We know the scores. Knicks won 123-112. T-Wolves handled the Lakers 117-95. Both took 1-0 leads.
Right.
But we want to go deeper than just the final scores, right? Look at the key plays, the matchups, the strategy behind it all.
Absolutely. What really decided these games? That's the interesting part.
Okay, let's start with Knicks Pistons. New York gets the win, 123-112. Looked pretty commanding.
Yeah, I'd say so. An 11-point win in the playoffs, especially in game one at home, that feels solid. They kind of seemed in control.
So what was clicking for them? Was it just offense or?
It felt like both ends, really. Their offense was flowing, but defensively they seemed pretty locked in, too. The Pistons just couldn't consistently answer that combination.
Okay, let's talk specifics. Julius Randle, another double-double. We see that stat line a lot from him. What made this one stand out against Detroit?
Well, it wasn't just the points and rebounds, you know. It was how he was doing it. Reports suggest he was living at the free throw line, really aggressive in the post, drawing contact.
Okay.
Right.
So easy points disrupts the defense's rhythm.
Exactly. And the offensive rebounding, that was apparently huge, too. Getting those second chances, it just wears a team down. You play good defense for 22 seconds, force a miss, and then bam, they get the ball back, deflating.
Yeah, that kills momentum. And what about Jalen Brunson? Obviously a key scorer, but his role seemed bigger than just putting the ball in the hoop.
Oh, for sure. He's the floor general, right. His scoring is vital, no doubt, but his playmaking, setting guys up, making the right reads, that elevates the whole team.
So running the show, basically.
Pretty much. When he's finding open shooters, hitting the roll man, keeping the defense off balance, it just makes everything easier for everyone else. Real leadership out there.
Now, on the Pistons side, Cade Cunningham apparently had a strong scoring game.
Yeah, the numbers look good for him individually.
But obviously not enough. What does that tell us? Maybe about how the Knicks defended the rest of the team.
I think that's exactly it. You can let one guy get his point sometimes.
Yeah.
If you shut down everyone else. Good team defense focuses on limiting the easy stuff, cutting off passing lanes to the supporting cast, making the star work for everything.
Right. So maybe Cunningham scored, but it was inefficient, or the other Pistons couldn't get going.
Probably a bit of both. The Knicks likely made a concerted effort to stay attached to shooters, clog driving lanes for others, and just generally make life difficult for anyone not named Cade.
Okay, zooming in on the Knicks strategy. The notes mention aggressive offense and tight defense. Sounds simple, but tactically, what does that look like in game one?
Well, the aggression on offense probably meant pushing the pace early, trying to get buckets in transition before Detroit's defense could set up.
Catch them off guard.
Right. And in the half court, maybe lots of movement, attacking mismatches. Then the tight defense, it's likely about being physical, contesting shots hard, good rotations, not giving up easy looks at the rim.
And they built an early lead doing this.
Seems like it. Jumping out early, especially at home, lets you play with confidence and forces the other team to chase the game, which can lead to mistakes.
So the main takeaway for the Knicks, strong start, executed their plan, and really set a positive tone for the series.
Exactly right. They threw the first punch, and it landed clean. Now the pressure's on Detroit to respond.
All right, let's shift over to the West. Timberwolves beating the Lakers 117-95. That margin is pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, 22 points. That's not just a win. That's a statement, especially against a team like the Lakers with LeBron and AD. Bit of a surprise, maybe.
Definitely raises eyebrows. So what fueled this dominant performance by Minnesota?
Well, the reports are highlighting Anthony Edwards, unsurprisingly. Sounds like he was electric.
Stellar performance is what I'm seeing. Scoring, defense, energy. Break that down a bit. What did he do?
It sounds like it was the whole package. Hitting big shots when the Lakers might have been thinking about a run. You know, stopping their momentum cold.
To clutch baskets.
Right. And then defensively, using his athleticism to get steals, contest shots, just being a general pest. That kind of two-way impact, plus the sheer energy he brings, it's infectious for the whole team.
Okay, and Karl-Anthony Towns sometimes gets overshadowed a bit, but sounds like he was massive in this one too, particularly inside.
Yeah, controlling the paint.
Yeah.
That's crucial against the Lakers. If KT is scoring efficiently inside, drawing fouls, and then anchoring the defense on the other end.
Makes it tough for Davis.
Exactly. And grabbing defensive rebounds, limiting those second chances for LA. His presence on both ends when he's locked in like that is a huge factor.
Now, the flip side. LeBron James, Anthony Davis reports say they struggled. What did the Wolves do defensively to make that happen? Because limiting both of them is quite a feat.
It points to a really well-executed game plan. You don't just accidentally shut those guys down. It was likely a combination of things.
Like what? Double teams?
Probably strategic doubles, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe sending help early when they caught it in their spots, trying to force the ball out of their hands. But also intense ball pressure, denying passes, making every catch difficult.
And maybe forcing turnovers, too.
Yeah.
Disrupting their rhythm.
Turning defense into offense.
Yeah.
If you can get steals and easy buckets in transition, it prevents LeBron and AD from setting up their offense in the half court where they're so dangerous. Relentless pressure seemed to be the key.
So the Minnesota game plan sounds like it was heavily focused on defense. Shut down the stars, make others beat you.
I think that's fair to say. They clearly respected the Lakers' top talent and put a premium on making their lives difficult. And then they were efficient enough offensively to capitalize when they got stops.
And it wasn't just a flash in the pan. They kept that intensity up all game. Controlled the tempo.
Apparently so. Maintaining that level of defensive focus and energy for 48 minutes, especially against veterans like LeBron, that shows real discipline and belief in the system. They dictated the terms.
So, big picture for this game. Timberwolves came in with a specific, maybe even daring defensive strategy, executed it almost perfectly, and now the Lakers are suddenly in a hole.
Precisely. It puts LA on notice immediately. They have to adjust, and quickly. Minnesota showed they aren't just happy to be there, they're aiming to win this series.
Okay, so looking at both games, Knicks take care of business, Timberwolves make a big statement. Both grab that crucial Game 1 win at home.
Yeah, huge for setting the tone. Home court advantage held in both series openers.
Now the pressure really mounts on the Pistons and the Lakers, doesn't it? They've got to go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. Game 2 becomes almost a must-win, or at least you need a much better showing. They need to figure out adjustments, counter strategies. How do you free up Cade's teammates? How do you get LeBron and AD easier looks?
It really kicks off that strategic chess match that defines the playoffs. What are the counter moves going to be?
And that's maybe something for everyone listening to think about. Yeah. Based on how Game 1 played out, what specific adjustments would you make if you were coaching the Pistons or the Lakers heading into Game 2?
Interesting thought. Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today. We've looked at the key factors behind the Knicks and Timberwolves' opening playoff wins. Hopefully gave you some real insight beyond the box score.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see how these series develop. Momentum is a funny thing in the playoffs, and both New York and Minnesota grabbed it early. Thanks for digging into these with me.